All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Pathfinder. I've been beating around the bush regarding playing Pathfinder, but hey man, we're back now. Granted, I wish we went swimming in the middle of the night every single fucking time, man. But it's whatever, man. Windsor Garms, the beery soldier with an impressive beard, greets you with a broad smile. Wisdom Garms, the camp quartermaster, at your service. Tell me what you have. Oh my god, are you a merchant? Merchant seller? Double jeopardy! Okay, anyways. Time to get rid of the Garbaggio. Holy shit. I mean, that's cold iron. That's also cold iron. That's also cold iron. Alright, competent bow. I think you're fucking ass. You gotta give me at least 1 or 2 streams to reacclimate myself, because like it's been a long time. So what you may call it? I would like some time to acclimate myself, y'all. Because what you may call it? Oh my god, that's 1,000 gold right there, dog. Holy fuck. Masterwork dagger. Curved blade. I mean, cold iron is just a good item to keep, just because cold iron is it's pretty useful, yo. Holy shit, we're gonna make money. We're gonna make money. God damn, Mario, that's not money. That's not money. What pick up the piece of shit for, man? What the hell? What the fuck, man? What the hell? Anyways. Yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit to like relearn the game, so like do have some patience for me, okay, y'all? We took a long break, so play wise, I don't know how we're gonna do, or we will try. I mean, it has the unique name, so like I kind of don't want to sell it. I guess all the loot should be going to our quartermaster though, just because I feel like our quartermaster, we're probably gonna be interacting with this motherfucker throughout the entire damn thing. Why do we have 14 wooden spoon, a wooden plate, mug, alcohol? You never know. Maybe you gotta butter some puppies or something like that. I don't know, man. Why are you buttering puppies? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, is this reagent? No, it's just silver powder. Powder. I mean, I guess we can take my scriber kit level 1 because we have scriber kit level 4. I'm assuming it's backwards compatible, probably. Sure, buddy. It's kind of sus that doesn't have anything. I got $8,000. What do you got for me? A heavy crossbow +1. I sleep. I sleep. I sleep. I sleepy. I do the sleepy on you. I sleep on you. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Ring protection +2. Dueling gloves. The blade of Orta. Black Dragon's Fang. Bracers of Rough Landing. I mean, nothing that screams to me like it's insane, Oh wait, do you have a bag of holding? Alright, can we sort by weight, dog? Cause like I really want a bag of holding. No sorting. Sort by weight in ascending order, maybe? Damn it, he doesn't have a bag of holding, motherfucker. Oh, what does a guy have to do to get some goddamn bag of holdings? Oh, wow. Interesting. Also, where's my personal chest? Because, like, we gotta put a couple of the shit in that John, too, man. I mean, why do we have 5 heads in our inventory? I mean, it's weigh 50 pounds. Holy fucking god damn, man. What am I doing? Don't worry about it. Motherfucking fork. You gotta go. Ember can stay. Do we really need this much alcohol, bourbon, cider. You know what? Alcohol, you can go. You can go. The beads can go. Now, apparently, that mo is used for reagent, so I guess we're gonna keep it. And then the rest of these things can stay, and then those things can go in our inventory. Deal. What the hell is bulk selling? Anyways, whoa, Jiff. Where's my chest, dude? Is the better question. Where's my personal chest? Holy shit, there's so many things. Oh wait, there's a commander tent. Is that my tent? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Wait, commander chest. Just drop the rest of that bitch in that John. You never know when a couple arrows could be really useful, so why not? Also, don't worry about me keeping heads in my chest, alright, y'all? Random ass letters and shit like that can go. Wait, that has a quest icon on that. Sometimes I feel like we have a lot of Garbaggio. Sometimes, Hunter. Sometimes. Okay, man. I'm not being the allegations. Okay. He's a goddamn loot whore. The loot is the loot becomes mine. Random ass emeralds. You never know when you're gonna need an emerald, man. Like I don't want to sell emerald because I'm like, bro, I don't want to be caught lacking. You know what I'm saying? Random ass notes, random ass books. If you don't have a thing on you, you're glue, friend. A glue. Can we cut any more weight? I don't think so. 55 is a fair weight, I think. Why do we have two different fucking cheeses, dude? Just stack that shit. Oh, okay. So this is this is cheese for cooking, and then this is cheese for what? Why? Why is there two different cheeses? I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Honestly, I'm about to glue all these inflict shit because I feel like we're never gonna use it. But you know, you never know. I'd rather be the jack of all trades than the horse of no trades. Holy motherfucking shit. I'm gonna... Okay, well, I mean, God has given me a duty now to, like, ransack this entire place. I hope you know that, you fuckers. Nah, fuck it. You know what? It's free shit. I mean, I like how we're stealing this shit only to, like, you know, sell it back to our peeps. I'm not gonna talk to anybody, by the way, because there's a lot. We're probably gonna have to talk with the outside fuckers first, but let's get the loot done. Oh, these are all Canabra's knights. Cool. I hope you fuckers know you guys gonna die for the greater good. Wait, what's good? Chapel tent? Oh. That's nice that we have a bunch of gods just being chillin', or a bunch of prayer things. That's pretty inclusive. You know, there's a bunch of good gods out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think my biggest gripe so far is that there's just too much shit, dude. Oh my fucking god, it's all cold iron too, so I don't want to sell them because I'm like, you never know.
That is not far.
Oh, these are the royal fuckers that showed up late to the party, huh? Yeah, fuck you guys. Do we want to... I mean, we could sell probably a couple of the cold iron. Oh, a group of soldiers talking loudly, laughing, joyfully, passing around a flask. Is that alcohol? Oh wait, it's Sela. Never mind. I was gonna fucking grill their ass, but you know, what? Okay. So picture this: my sword is by the fire. There's 2 goblins about to snatch it, and 3 more digging through my tent. And I'm sat in the bushes wearing just my mail shirt, wondering what the blast to do. An old mercenary taught me about the mail shirt. You can't sleep in armor, but it's not so bad in mail once you get used to it. Too bad no one told me not to go into the bushes without my sword. So what you do? Falco punch the shit out of the goblins, dude. And then take their sword and then kill them. What did I do? I bark like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs, you know, so they went wild and start running around. I spot my sword and they spot me, so I jump over the fire wearing nothing but my mail shirt, and I grab my sword and yell in a big voice, Oh, inheritor, grant me power to crush these filthy creatures. My sword shining, the goblins are screaming. I jump to attack them, and they fight back. But I fought them off somehow. But ever since then, I never take a step without my weapon. See that? Take a step from a fast. Aha, that's the some story. Hey, stop gulping. Leave some for us. Arabeth, just, we only just set off and you're already drinking and with the queen in the camp? Stop at once. The knight quickly snaps to attention. Sealer raises the flask and says loudly, right you are, Commander Terrorblade. But we're drinking to the queen's health. Ah, fuck it. You know, have some fun. I mean, fuck it. Arabeth rubs her forehead with a palm in her hand. Commander, are you sure this is the right way to train your soldiers? Never mind. It's your business. Lady. We're about to set off. And like a lot of motherfucking people is gonna die. I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of motherfuckers gonna die. Oh, I spotted something. I spotted motherfucker alert. Oh. Anonymous pamphlet. I spit on the streets of Canabres. I spit on the granite walls and the stained glass windows. If tomorrow the ground trembles and split apart and devour this cursed city, I will not shed one tear. No one here, not a single soul, deserves any compassion. Everyone who lives in this city is a criminal. If there was any justice in the world, every one of them would be hanging from the gallows. Prelate Horon and Queen Goffrey chief among them. Ask anyone on the streets what they know of the mongrels. The answer would be dumb silence or lower eyes of a scoundrel who knows their crimes but doesn't want to think about it. Mongrels, a disgusting nickname which the residents of the city have given to the brave crusaders heroes who defeated the forces of evil but paid for it with their health. Covered with scabs and tumors, bloated and gnarred. They were no longer beautiful enough to be tolerated by the very people they save. As we war for their heroism, the city dwellers exiled them to the sewers, damp caves beneath the city. The author of these words went down there and spoke with them, and I have you know, the ugliest of them is more noble than the paladins of Bendev, not to mention the head-chopping prelate and his murderous queen. If any pretend that today's city dwellers are responsible for the crimes of their grandfathers, then I spit in their face, for the grandparents of the exiled are still down there, crawling in the mud and eating garbaggio. And everyone who knows about this and does nothing, and everyone who should know but prefers ignorance, I say that all guilty repeat the same crime every day. And as long as it doesn't change, any citizens who decide to fight the demons should take a knife and stab themselves in the stomach. For your city has already rotted, and you are no better than the demons. And if anyone would repent this terrible wrong, they should turn their weapons on the prudish paladins who preach good but defend an order that flies in the face of justice. Down with the paladins and down with Prelate Hurlun. Down with the Queen Goffrey. Okay. I mean, whoever wrote that letter, I don't know he's gonna be happy about me, man, because, what you may call it, I may or may not have doomed the people of the southern thing to a route of damnation, because I'm basically, what do you call it, forcing them to drink, like, the blood of, like, mammoth or something like that. I forgot his name, honestly, man, in Warcraft, but I'm basically forcing them to drink, or eat themselves in order to gain, forbidden powers. Now, granted, we don't really need that, but it's kind of like the choice that we made along the way, so it's too late right now to turn back. So what you say is that you fucking you doomed them? Well, don't worry, man. They're gonna have a Hellscream person. That person's gonna be like, oh my god, what have I done? I've doomed us. And then we caught. Thrall is gonna lead the people, the mongrels down there. I forgot what they're called, man. Like the underhero, something like that. I don't know, man. It's been too long, to be honest with you. And this is why you don't take a break between play sessions, especially with a big ass RPG, because now it's just like, well, I don't remember shit. I'm guessing we gotta talk to every motherfucker out there too, by the way, so. Crusader? It's the actor trope. I don't know why the actor trope is here. Oh, Darren. Ah, there you are. You're dashing troublemaker, you. Darren flashes you with a self-satisfied smile. Our short acquaintance is coming to an end very soon. You depart on your crusade, where you scrape by on horrid rations, struggle vainly to fall asleep amidst snoring soldiers, be rudely awakened by freezing cold, and have to look upon the dour faces of the self-righteous pigs before you finally perish in the new maws of some demon. I have a journey ahead of me too. I just rented a sailboat in the south. I also hire an excellent chef and host of other entertainments. Well, to each their own, I suppose. You motherfucker, you're my healer. You can't leave. I'm gonna strap you to this party and you're gonna freaking drop the motherfucking G heals. Darren pauses and then suddenly adds in a more serious voice. You know, I'm generally sad to see you go. If it sounds like mockery, forgive me. I couldn't switch off my venom gland on a whim, you see. But you intrigue me. If only we could have spent a little bit more time together. But of course, Darren grimaces. Not under these circumstances. Let the Crusade and the demons have to each other. With any luck, they take this entire sanctimonious spectacle down with them. I'll be blunt. You don't intrigue me, not in the way you mind, but you are a valuable companion. You could have stayed in the party. I know I would have liked if you stay. You intrigue me too. If you feel you don't belong here, go. But I'd like to see you again someday in the future to get to know you better. Can you throw a banquet for me to celebrate our victory in Dresden? Wait, when did this happen, bro? I didn't realize we had this relationship with this motherfucker, bro. If it sounds like, you know, I'm hitting on the guy. Is that what intrigue is? I mean, I don't know about that one. I don't want to tie this motherfucker down for, like, I guess misguided things, but at this other thing, I'm like, maybe we need to tie this motherfucker down. Give me 1 second. Let me get some water real quick. I feel like it's disingenuous to, you know, I didn't realize we had this relationship to begin with. I don't know when we started flirting with this motherfucker, but I feel like if we're playing the politique path, you know, root temperament with our body. But I'm like, bro, that's fucked up. Like, I don't know, man. To give someone a false relationships pointing, I feel like that's kind of fucked up. So I'm just gonna say 1. Just because I don't know, man. I don't really swing that way. Let's do 1. Let's do 1. I think 1 is fair, and I need this motherfucker more. I need him, but you know, I'm not that need of him to basically have to sell my fucking body, bro. Who, me? Where? In this traveling circus? Pardon me. And this army? Darren offers a doubtful smile. You must be joking. Of course, I won't stay. Who in the right mind would trade a luxurious and carefree life for this crusade? Well, I'm just saying, motherfucker. We can play this game where, you know, it's just like it's not my front yard. It's not my problem. But like, if this crusade falls, where the fuck you think the demons are gonna go? The demons are gonna go conquer the fucking universe, dog. The entire place is gonna get lit the fuck up. So I don't know why he's thinking, you know, like he can run away. I'm just saying, if we lose, literally the fate of the war is gone, brother. Or not immediately, obviously, but like, you know, we are at the forefront of the demonic invasion. In any case, I intend to wait until the army departs. I do love a good send-off, especially when it's I who is staying and someone else who's leaving to meet a dreary and hopeless end. Sometimes it does one good to ruminate on the unfairness of life. Well then, farewell, Commander. I assume I shall be your most precious memory on the most disgusting and exhausting road to a pointless slaughter of battle. Or, if not the most precious memory, then at least the most stirring. Darren smirks before instantly losing all interest, or at least he pretended to. I'm fucked. Oh, there goes my medic. Oh, you know what? I guess fuck me, I guess. Why you say fuck me for? Alright. Let's go on over here. I guess we might as well start. Let's start clockwise. Let's start clockwise. So first person is the encampment of soldiers. Hi. You guys got anything? Hello? Anybody here? Anybody want to talk to me? Nope. I guess it's just thing, and we're already been in the chapel. Let's go talk to the field medics. Y'all, there's gonna be so many dead people, y'all. It's gonna be crazy out here. Anyways, that's a book. So what do I do? Oh, it's Camila. Beautiful day.
Follow my lead.
The recruit thing. But yeah, because we didn't set off yet, I was like, you know, we might as well just chill for a little bit, alright, man? Like, fucking... Master, these soldiers lack discipline and concentration. I won't entrust them with our lives, so I'll keep guard myself. You do that, Wendu. Wendu! Or Wendulag. Surely the goat. Your supply do any wine shop proud. Does a crusade really need this much alcohol? Don't you think I'm trying to encourage drunkenness among the crusaders? It's all good fun. A way to blow off some steam. When soldiers can gather by the fire and raise a cup to honor both the living and the dead, it reminds them of light goes on. But those who drink to excess or to the detriment of their duties won't get a drop from me. There's no slight more depressing than a drunkard. Tell me about yourself. There isn't really much to tell. I was born in the family of Canabres in a humble family. I got the most humble education. Taught myself to read and write. Got drafted into the army. Spent 3 years as a shield bearer in the first line. I left after I did my time and joined the Stonemasons Guild, and then moved to the shipwrights and rose to the crew chief. Sailed in a barria twice, and then returned with goods, made some money, built a house, haven't started a family yet. I think I will after we're done with this war. Man, dude, don't you raise some fucking motherfucking death flag, bro. You'll be like, I'm just one day from retiring and starting a family and getting, you know, like a little junior, Wilson Jr., about a few years ago, something gnawed me. I got this feeling like I needed to go home, like there's some storm headed for my native city. And there's when the travel in Mendev, there's only one thing to do. You go to the recruiter and sign up for the army, and so I did. At the first, they wanted to make me an infantry sergeant, but then they decided it would be better fit in the supply department. I can take care of the army property, and I'm pretty handy around the warehouse too. Not to mention, I know how to manage a band of helpers, and so that's how I became the quartermaster. Gives you a shy smile. You better not fucking die, bro. You already raised a death flag, bro. So you better stay alive, motherfucker. What is your duty in the camps? A little bit of everything. What, an officer to a soldier, a strict father. So what does make a quartermaster like myself? Sometimes, like their mom, that's what I make sure the lads have everything they need to defeat the enemy and come back in battle in one piece. So starts ticking off one of his fingers. That means food, firewood, medicine, tent, mended clothes, fixed weapons. The horses have to get fed and watered. The camp got to be fortified by the evening and broken up by the morning. I'll make sure that the wages are paid on time and that the wagon wheels don't squeak. And then there's reports. Gods, until you ask. I never realized how many duties I actually had. What do the soldiers think of their new commander? They mostly tell tales about your unusual power. They don't shy away from talking about you as a person too. Soldiers are always like that. If Idomide herself descended from the heavens, you bet they jabber on about how she grips her sword and how good she looks in her armor. See, this is what men of culture needs. All right, man. Ladies in armor. All right. Well, it's nice talking to you, lad. All right. What's going on over here, storyteller? Storyteller, have you decided to join the crusade? I decided not to, I'm afraid. My path and the path of the crusade leads in the same direction, but alas, there are not yet one and the same. After the demons were driven away from Canabres, the path into the war wound became open, if only temporarily. I'm planning on using this opportunity to visit. The elf falls silent. It doesn't matter now. I hate to bore you with the details of my venture, which may prove useless even for myself. However, I will try to return to the Crusaders and aid them in their next confrontation with the demons. After I'm done, I hope to meet you again in this war rather than the next. Okay. I hope we meet the Skari and the Behemoth soon. I have numerous questions for them. Motherfucker, why is there always them crazy ass motherfucking bitches? Oh, there's a tent here. Nora. Oh my fucking god. Oh, it's all books. Sorry, what the hell you say? This is Nora Dewar's tent. It seems she brought a lot of unnecessary items with her. Fucking yoink? Are you yoinking me? Are you yoinking me? We also did not discover the body of that missing dragon, by the way.
I'll go ahead.
It would be kind of crazy with a fight a dragon, man. Motherfucking dragon just pop up. This is mine and Anavia's tent. We used to be traveling, but the queen insisted. We're both used to traveling, but the queen insisted our tent to be furnished like a commander's officer. Oh my fucking god. Yes! It's my coin. Okay, I think we did everything. Wait, there's the circus people. I don't know why they're here, man. Plus Tua, armor class 10. Plus Tua to constitution. Who else wears heavy? I guess realistically it's only you, man. Yeah, the rest of these guys only wear mediums. Okay. Into the tent, drop off all the miscellaneous shit that we just picked up. Particularly in the cold iron department. You never know when you're gonna need some cold iron shit. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. Cold iron kukris, cold iron mace, cold iron long spear, dagger. Okay, that's not cold iron. And then there's like 10 billion books. Oh my fucking god. I'm not gonna read them, but we are gonna expect them just in case, you know, they have some interesting details that we can glean. Or at least our character can glean. But yeah, I did sell the under people to like the demons, to be honest with you. He's laughing, but you know, it's pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up, bro. I'm over 400 pounds over fucking weight now. Oh my fucking god. Sorry, I need to sell. Sir, isn't this the weapon that we provided our soldiers and shit like that? Don't you worry about that, fam. Okay? I'm here to sell! I think we have enough alcohol, dude. We have enough alcohol. Is this a reaction? Or a reagent? Worst case scenario, as long as you sell it to a vendor that you can get access to permanently, then it should be fine. Ooh. Handful of gems. Jade is a quest item, so I don't want to sell that shit because that means at some point somebody will need jade. And whatever, man. Just we really need to not like just bring a bunch of garbaggio. My name is Garbaggio. And there's just a lot of Garbaggio. Garbaggio, gotta go. You know, we'll keep some wine. I think some wine is fine. Motherfucking radish. I still can't believe there's two fucking type of cheese. Can the dev who thought that, you know, put in two type of cheese? Let me know why.
Follow my lead.
I guess one is decorative cheese, and then the other one, Lord Hawkblade. I respect the commander. Alright, up the cause. How about Godfrey? The queen greets you with a stare. She drops the prophet's air, which she had announced the Fifth Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendeb appeared calm and thoughtful. She made her move, and now awaits for our opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds.
Okay.
I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomade herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
Okay. So we gotta get this to stop the demons from warping in.
A forced march to Dresden awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziel Danik.
Okay.
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomade also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
Thank God.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
You got a huck on that blade. I don't know, man.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons. I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
Okay.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, his trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
Okay, it's a personal tab with the queen. I never imagined you'd make me the commander of the new crusade. Yeah, dude, I'm just a fucking Joe Smo. Yeah, I got some god, well, not god, angels, you know, influence in me. And actually, I think I'm also a double agent, like fucking Adam Jensen, man. I might be a plant from the demons, to be honest with you. Consider the fact that we were able to see a cutscene before we got to this place that the demons planted me in the square. But yeah.
Some actions may be deemed bold or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it.
Again, we might have some demon blood in us. We might be a demon for all I know, too. But okay.
However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
Tell me you can't take the role yourself? I have some question about my mission to retake Dresden.
Of course. I shall answer.
How did the damage manage to conquer Dresden?
That's a good question. Its walls were built by dwarf craftsmen, and the power of the Sword of Valor protected the city. Alas, where raging hordes failed, a single lying tongue was all they needed to succeed. The demoness Minago convinced a young and ambitious crusader named Staunton Vane that the banner belonged on the battlefield. He went on a daring and unapproved raid, and the banner ended up in the enemy's hands. The city fell soon after. Ever since then, for 7 decades, it has served as a citadel for the forces of the Abyss.
Staunton Vane, I saw him on the Great Garrison. He defected to the demon side.
Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this. After Dresden fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting.
I mean, if you think about it, he kind of brought upon, the fall of Dresden and, what do you call it? Like, all the inhabitants of it. So, I could see why people would be calling for blood.
I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
Who the hell are Hell Knights again? Hell Knights are a collection of knightly orders with a unique focus on the promulgation of law. Unlike paladins, their interests less in social good and charity, and the foundation and stringent maintenance of order at all costs. If people couldn't be trusted to obey a law of their own sense of civility and social righteousness, Hell Knights provide the need to obey out of fear of a master Stern's hand. Okay, interesting. It was a tough choice, I understand. You punish him with the life of disgrace and humiliation. Wait. You punish him with the life of disgrace and humiliation, and that life finally broke him. It's sad, but not surprising. You should have exiled him, let him go wherever he wanted. That way he would have either changed his life for the better or realized that he has no one to blame but himself. You should have stayed the hand of justice. If he died, he wouldn't be betraying us now. I can't believe no one decided to punish him unofficially. The past is in the past. What matters now is that he's fighting for the other side. I expect we meet him in Dresden. You punish him with a life of disgrace and humiliation, and that life finally broke him. It's sad, but not surprising. I kind of agree with this one. It's either that or 2. But I think we've been doing a lot of chaotic, and I don't want to stray too far from God because that might be bad. So let's I think 2 makes the most sense.
Perhaps exile would have been a more merciful sentence than decades of service among those who despised him. I was hoping he might atone for his guilt with a heroic act, but he likely decided that atonement was impossible, and he might as well give himself over to evil.
Man, you're fucked up. You're really fucked up, man. What forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Neurosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit.
Oh, great, great. Send us the motherfucking greenhorns who, you know. But okay, what do you call it? It's like my the new Astartes, whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called. What do you call it? They have no battle tactics, but you know, at least they're armed to the teeth.
These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
Yeah, it's been decades and no one's managed to retake this god-forsaken city. Why do you think we are different?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris. We must attack swiftly before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
What's the long-term goals? Do not get rid of the war wound forever?
Now you are talking like a real knight commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed.
So basically, you just send me in there to just kill a bunch of fucking demons and also get a bunch of people killed, and then we can accomplish jack shit. Oh, the Forever War.
The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened.
Hey.
The main rift lies through the city of Iz and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold. The very threshold of the Abyss.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Do you know the souls of the angels from heaven are confined in the Wardstone?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first wardstone in Canobris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works.
It's still questionable to sack so many angels to build the Wardstones. Because I feel like, I don't know, man. Heaven is kind of putting us in a really tough situation here. The demons, you know, are at our fucking gates. Meanwhile, heaven is just like, yeah, you know, guy, I don't really give a fuck, to be honest with y'all. You know, yeah, it's nice that y'all pray for us and all that business, but here, I have a couple angels, and then, you know, those couple angels, fuck it, I'm just gonna build, I'm just gonna build a wall, and then I'm gonna fuck off. It seems though they literally just built a wall and then they just fucked off, basically, but okay.
Nevertheless, I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the Wardstone in Canobris, and were able to save this gift of Iomede. It was a deed worthy of a knight commander of the Fifth Crusade.
And then the plane police, I forgot what they're called, but the plane police, they're not doing their fucking job too. All right, man. If they were doing their fucking job and keeping the demons in the rightful planes and not ascending into the mortal plane, then maybe I will have to, you know, side with the angels or the remnants of the angels because, you know, at least they have the power of heaven. Like, I don't know, man. I'm so salty about the plane police not doing their fucking job and then come bitching at me being like, I can't believe you didn't be sure the words down or something like that. And I'm just like, bitch, do your fucking job and then maybe I can trust in you. But okay. You should know you receive an unusual gift in the Beneath in Canabras. In a vision, I saw the death of the angel called Lariel. Somehow, he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the world wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands.
Okay.
In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on their special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
What you say is that, what do you call it? I'm willing to make some sacrifices that, you know, you guys are gonna have to take. You fucker. Sending people to their death, basically, but okay. What do you gotta do?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination
Aeon.
just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
My queen. I ask you to remain with us. The Dresden campaign is the hope of the crusade. The blessing of Iome Day that you carry will be decisive in this battle.
I hear a polite attempt to appeal to the conscience of an old sovereign. I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev.
Okay.
But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito.
Oh shit! I didn't believe she was gonna accept that, bro. But okay.
Until we approach Dresden, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
Okay. I didn't realize you were a crazy ass motherfucker, but hey, let's get it.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable. Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
Oh man, I didn't really want to play this card, but yeah, I was gonna say maybe the queen can step in and force him to be enlisted, but I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. So at least it wasn't me. I didn't say this, okay? I didn't say this. So if he comes to me and be like, what the fuck do you say to the queen? I'll be like, I didn't say nothing, man. I didn't say nothing.
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
I kind of need this motherfucker, okay, man. I didn't play the, you know, you can get some of this meat later, okay? I didn't sell my body for this shit, so again, I didn't say nothing.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, he has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
What the hell are these big ass words, man? That's a potentiary. What the fuck? Attaché? What is this? Le France?
It is a great honor, I suppose.
I need this motherfucker. That's not rub it in. No, that's a great idea.
I knew you would approve, Commander. I had my doubts about whether you were ready for
I
such
need
a
'em.
responsibility, Count. But your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post. But I trust that you will dutifully fulfill his orders and make a good showing of yourself.
This feels bad because like I am forcing this motherfucker to do, you know, what he doesn't want to do, but at the same time though, he's literally my only healer, so like losing him will be like mission fucking failed. We'll get him next time. And on the other hand, again, if we fail, you know, theoretically speaking, the demons will march upon the war plane and then conquer the entire thing, unless the Estadas, the Aeon, or the forces of heaven decide to intervene beyond that point, but we'll see.
Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
Then let's get going. May Ayomade help us.
Ah, fuck, I failed a quest apparently.
As it should be.
Every single fucking time, man. So, tell me to be straight, how's the brawl at the Great Garrison at? I heard rumors, of course. That's kindly my job. You know, to listen. You have no idea what the Cobbler Crusader says about you. They say Almade came to you and appoint you as our herald. Others say that you died and an honest-to-God angel is now leading the army disguised as you. Still, others wish to say it was just an explosion at the alchemist lab, and I'm the one spreading the rumors about your power, I wish. But you know, you really have changed since the Great Garrison. It's hard to describe you, but you kind of become... maybe waves her hand trying to find the words. More charismatic? More dangerous. I have a gut instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd already be dead. You're dangerous, Commander, and by Desna, I hope you be dangerous to our enemies and not us. Or to yourself. Alright. See you later! The League of Inspiring Cart. How's it going, Wendu? What do you think of your new powers? Oh, I made the right choice when I decided to serve you, Master. This power you've given me, I always felt the destined to recite such might. Her voice is soft and deep like a cat's purr. That army of Margos you promised me would probably be useful right now. Let's not talk about that. I don't want to damn them to damnation just for us to fight against our enemies, you know? So let's not talk about that. Ooh, eggs. Ember, how's it going? Okay. How are you handling the new abilities? Abilities? The girl tilts her head. What are you talking about? Oh, the tricks you learned when the big gray house blew up. That's funny. Thanks for teaching them to me. The kind has given me the title of Knight Commander and put me in charge of an army. What do you think about that? Now focus her wondering gaze on your eyes, smiles, and shake her head. Don't believe titles. All of us in the world are children of the street. Barefoot, hungry, scared, a step away from death. Some imagine they're strong and rich like gods, but don't forget who you really are behind the title. So go. Man, fuck you too, man. What the hell? Okay. Alright, Nino, how's it going? Ah, boy, there you are. Very good, just in time. You'll be delighted to know that I need you for an experiment. So the great garrison stands roofless, and the demons are running for the hills with their tails between their legs. Mendev Queens, what's her name? On top of yes, Goffrey, is scurrying to and fro. And then all this is somehow connected to you, my loyal follower. Thus, for there is no scientific evidence of your exceptionality. If one discounts the blind faith in divine intervention, which I do, we, people of science, refuse to believe in the inexplicable without any proof. We're the ones who explain the inexplicable, Nino punctuates her statement with an energetic sweep of her arm. And therefore, open your mouth and say, ah, for me, I guess. Air peers into your mouth with a practiced eye. Oh, right, your throat is fine. Tongue looks perfectly normal. Your breath, she sniffs. The smell is in line with the regular functioning of the digestive system. Now your teeth, she sticks one hand... Oh, wait, what the hell, brother? What the hell? She sticks one hand into your mouth and probes each of your teeth in turn with the skill of a seasoned dentist. No detectable alterations. By the way, do you know... that many individuals, while being wholly civilized, representative of their race, still have an amazingly powerful bite? As if suddenly recalling something, Neil pulls her hand out of your mouth. Are you trying to find a correlation between fang left and civility? If someone gets on my nerve, I can bite hard enough too. Neil seems slightly embarrassed. For the good of science, I look for correlations everywhere and in everything. How can you prove that there's no correlation if you don't bother to look for one? Hey, if someone gets on my nerve, I can bite hard too. Can you? We definitely must test that someday, but not today. We're conducting an experiment of a different kind. What the fuck, man? She kind of scares me a little bit. Moving on. Alright, what do we have next? Ears. Let me check your hearing. Testing! Nino yells in the right of your ear and nods in satisfaction as she observes your reaction. Your hearing is fine, was fine, but don't worry. It's scientifically proven that it should return soon. You know, you can actually permanently damage your fucking hearing, dog, if you listen. But I don't think a human yell can damage someone's hearing, though. Next, Nina circles you. Eyes are clear, posture is satisfactory, limb length is standard, no lice. She stops, rubs her chin in contemplation. Yeah, something. And in slight dejected tone says, boy, you're the picture of health. It's a pity I was expecting to find some anomaly. Now let's assess your mental state. Okay. Imagine a hypothetical situation. You're a tree. Two squirrels have found their way into your hollow and are now copulating there. What do you do? What? I do nothing because I am a tree? An unconscious act of withdrawal along with a lack of trust in your abilities, or perhaps just a healthy dose of pragmatism? On the next question, another hypothetical situation. You are a tomato, and you have been picked from the vegetable patch and put into a crate. You know that today the cook will use half of the tomatoes from your crate. What do you do? If I'm going to be eaten, there's not much I can do. That's the fate of a tomato. I tried to dig deeper into the crate. There's nothing I can do because I'm a tomato, remember? I try to dig deeper into the crate. Ah, none catches of rejecting the unspoken rules and laws of underpinning the functioning of the universe. Yes, it's all quite clear to me. Rejecting the universal rules and behavior norms, along with a distinct unwillingness to take a firm position in the choice between good and evil, there is something of trickster in you. On that note, I deem this experiment complete. Thank you for your participation. You know, she's actually kind of funny. looks like you pensively and then gesture at you with a wide sweep of her arm, and yet remains puzzled to me. I love puzzles. One of these days, I will solve you completely, unless I forget. Now that I have time for your questions, come on, ask away. I like to clarify a few things about your new task. Never mind, I already talked about that. Okay.
Go ahead.
Holy shit, there's so many fucking people that we can talk to. Oh my fucking god. I'm never gonna leave this camp. We're never gonna get out of here. You earned the title of Commander Comnabrus. Still thanks to you, but you have to doubtfully on your guard. You believe me on your guard. Your eminence presence places a target on your back, and there are assassins about. Killing high-ranking crusaders could bring demons far more prestige than killing the common soldiers. Not long ago, I stymied a few spinners of nightmares attempts on the lives of influential crusaders, so I know what I'm talking about. Do you know anything about the Pathfinder named Finan Desmar? Let me think. Desmar. I definitely heard that name before. It's like, well, of course you have. I'm a Pathfinder too, so you're the chief in this lands now? What about Lady Alri? When I left the wound, she just had taken up the position. Examines the talking weapon and chuckled sadly. I'm afraid Audrey perished during the Third Crusade. Yes, I remember now. Finian Desmar went missing in the war wound at the end of the Second Crusade. His name had been on the list of the fallen for a while. And here I am alive and well. Write your list that I'm back, and soon I'll file a detailed report about everything that happened to me. Finny voice of joy. I knew it was probably a misunderstanding, but now everything will return to normal. I need to write to my folks. They probably think I'm dead too. Poor lad. But such is the fate of Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins, and our minds couldn't take it. Which influenced crusaders do you say from the Spinning of Nightmares? I've been hunting the Spinner of Nightmares for over a year. My agents, by that time, I created a proper network, reported to me. He returned to Neurosian. I immediately suspect that she was planning a great atrocity. By that time, I heard all too well that the spinner was a master of illusions and charms, and that's why I never left the house without this. Heller takes a monocle from his pockets and put it on carefully. This is the Eye of Truth. It allows me to see through illusions. My friends got it from the priest of Nethys. However, neither this monocle nor the network of agents were adequate enough to prevent the attacks, and we're nearly too late. Why people troll me, man? Why you bully me? Why you bully me? I just want to live a normal life. Honestly, I gotta stop streaming in the middle of the night, man. Ugh. Also, we've been reading for like the past 1 hour, man. It's literally dead ass non-stop reading for an hour. This is why I say like it's way too dense, man. Like any normal person will be like, fuck this, I'm out. Also, I forgot to freaking enable the YouTube stream for the Weep thingy, so now the Weep thingy is not on YouTube. So now I'm like, do I want to play it a second time, or just let it go, forgotten by the times, and then maybe wait for it to release or something like that. Anyways, the Spinner of Nightmares decided to strike a cruciform cathedral. They had gathered to celebrate the victory of the First Crusade. It was a great holiday, and there was a lavish ceremony at the cathedral. An influential priest, Noctis, was in charge of the festivities. They were intended to crown him a tiara, a symbol of his high status, but the second tiara had been replaced. The spinner had obtained oh my god, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Incutulus, a sentiment and rather ominous Celapod from the other end of the word. She raised it from an elver and trained it carefully. She cast an illusion on it so that everyone would see it as a tiara. Ugh. Yeah, but then you missed the context of the thing, man. Like, I guess maybe you don't miss the context. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. There's too much information. The moment its shell was placed on Anoclus' head, the cephalopod would release its tentacles and penetrate the priest's skull. Its poison would seep into his brain and would seize control over Anoclus' dead body. Fortunately, we were able to stop this madness in time. I spotted the Spinner of Nightmares in the crowd, chased her down, and we end up crossing swords on the roof of the cathedral. I nearly defeated her, but she fled upon a giant stallion, which would run across the air as if it was on the ground. I was so close in catching her. She suffered a setback, but I let her escape. Tell me about your confrontation. Didn't you just tell me about the confrontation? Okay, never mind. Yeah, he did. Okay, thank God. I'm free. All right, how many more people do I need to talk to? Everyone. Lit. Oh, motherfucker, there's someone in here that I need to talk to. Oh my God. Here we go again. I feel like we played 30 hours and I spent dead ass 25 of that 30 hours and just reading, dog. Knight Commander, how can I help you? There's so much I can do. Just ask. Everyone looks at you with the eyes filled with enthusiasm. She's holding a notebook and a traveler's inkwell. You probably heard about the wound I have and the one that sometimes opens on my chest. Can you perhaps tell me if it's some kind of demonic curse? I think it is some kind of demonic curse, dog. Yes, I've seen it to be told of your affliction, Nara's peers into the center of your chest. Can you will the wound to open? No, that's a shame. What can you tell me about this wound? Well, it's difficult to say. I know the blades that leaves the never-healing cuts, a poison that stop wounds from healing. I heard of the witch's curse that are rewarded with eternal wounds, but the wounds seem to reopen and heal over time. And heal over and over. Perhaps you know of the other cases like this. Let me think. In 4671, a Medivian army corporal had his bones and cartilage turned to glass? Ugh! In 4700, a scribe in Canabras had all of her skims simply come away like she's been boiled? Oh my God. In 4638, oh, you don't happen to have insects crawling over you. Locusts? No? Rats, perhaps? Too bad. Nora looks at you with general regret. Do you think it's dangerous? It's most likely dangerous, but you're under the protection of Adamide, commander. He granted you your mythic power, as they say. Surely the inheritor would not have to leave you to face this alone. They have you perhaps noticed the wound opening at moments when you waver in your faith, perhaps it's triggered by my doubt. Alright, thank you for your answers. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you anything. Tell me about yourself. Oh my, I can tell you so many amazing things. You choose the most boring one of all, but alright. Alright, about myself then. Where are you from? Iskir, a small piece of land that proudly calls itself a country, though it hasn't been independent for a single day. It hasn't been independent for a single day in all centuries it existed. They have a lot of national pride, but it's all borrowed, always looking... I wonder if this information is actually going to help me. Maybe you're right. Maybe we're just we're reading too much and overloading ourselves for no reason. But then why would they write this? I guess then again, it's like learn more deep of the lore, right? And two of them start bargaining over the beats of the market. You come surely end up arguing with whether the independent Isagar would be a monarchy or a republic. I've always found it funny to listen to and a little disgusting. You see, there's a lot of us halflings in the country, but very few are citizens and most are slaves. I was lucky. It's always been clever ever since I was little, so they sent me to school instead of making me do grunt work. They taught me count and write, and I was sold to a secretary of Lord Alexalar Tresbot. He was one of... He's the one I left Asgard with and never returned, I hope. You know, honestly, this reminds me of like there's a mod in EU4 called Annabellar. There's a faction, or there's two factions of halflings. One is called Apple, and then the other one's called Pear, or Pear, and then what do you call it? They're in a struggle to see who would dominate the other one, because one likes Apple, the other one likes Pear. Honestly, it's pretty funny. I like those, even though they're basically killing each other. To see which one will reign supreme, the apple or the pear. How do you come to serve Queen Goffrey? I was a slave in Isgir, my homeland. Oh, what a man he was! He was towered over his fellow like a rock over a garbage heap. A true hero. He brought me here as a simple secretary. He made me to learn the history of the war wound. All of it, one volume after another. He hired tutors for me, even sent me to prominent historians. He didn't want a simple slave, but a slave with an impeccable education. Lord Shiva was going to go on crusade. He firmly believed that the servant of the good gods were weak, and the only follower of Asmodeus could stand against the demon invasion. He took me along as a secretary, a historian, and most importantly, his trust me of recording his glorious story for future generations. In the crusade, Lord Shiva performed many brave feats, but he could not stand against the war wound alone. In his final battle with the demons, my lord realized he was doomed His final act was to cover my retreat so that I could tell the world of his great deeds. Some people have said what he did was not heroic, just an arrogant moron. Open up one last time, but I say curse their tongues. A difficult journey ended in Mendev, where I found my freedom, and there I published Lord's Tresbo biography, and I want to boast, but who am I kidding? Of course I do. The book sold in great numbers and made me rather famous for the time. That's what brought me to the Queen's attention. She invited me to her court. After that, she was curious about my deceased lord. Well, she was in great need of an expert of history of the war wound. I'm dying here, man. I'm dying. I'm drowning. I remember why I quit. They need to space this shit out, man. If the game is gonna be spanning like 190 something hours, like space this shit out, you know? Like, why is this all? Every motherfucker here is so condensed. Every single section that you go to is like so condensed with just like, hey, listen, look at all these lore. So you're not just a historian, but a writer too. Will you write a book about my crusade? Why not? As soon as we finish off with the demons, I'll get right to it. Just take care that you don't end up like Lord Tresbo. Do you worship any deity? I don't know, saving Isgard. They would beat me and force me into believing Asmodeus. They hit me and said it was for my own good. Ever since then, I don't like temples. I realized that there are different gods like Desna or Kaden who teaches goodness and freedom, but it's just as soon as I smell the frank incense, I see the slave driver stick. Maybe one day I'll be able to turn a deity without cringing from a blow for not being reverent enough. But for now, I'll let others pray for me. Nora sounds sincere, but you feel that she's holding something back. Uh-oh. That's sus. That is really sus, but okay. Thank you for the experience, but you should ask me something more interesting. Please don't do this. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? Alright. Tell me about Sakar. Sokoros. It was an unforgiving country inhabited by numerous tribes of Kelid barbarians. Imagine Numeria, but without the Metal Mountains or the realm. Man, I really hope we get a Pathfinder set in Numeria, man. Because, like, every time they talk about Numeria, I'm like, bro, I want to be there, man. There's, like, the 4 great evils or something like that, and they're, like, androids. And I'm like, bro, imagine fucking fighting motherfucking androids as a motherfucking barbarian. I'm just saying, it's going to be lit. But okay. But around the Metal Mountains or the realms, and also robots too. The realm of the Mammoth Lords with the Mylar Cumlet, that is Sakaros. The country was ruled by priests of forgotten deities and shamans. It is said that even back then, before the war wound, the boundary between worlds was essentially thin in this region. Since ancient time, Ascari has his claws sunk deep into the minds of the locals. The skill thrived there for so many centuries. Eridan tried to stamp them out, but in the end, of course, he passed away. But I couldn't. Didn't like the good gods banish like a demon or something like that down in the depths of hell, and then people are like, fuck it, man, this is fertile land. You know what? This is free real estate. They start colonizing that shit, and then they start getting influenced by the demon. Thus, you know, the gods were like, all right, fuck this. We're gonna go Sarkarius on this bitch and stab the planet, basically. How did the Warworm came to be? We know how the Warworm came to be, dog. What the hell? Died 4606, a little over a century ago, but no one knows if the timing was coincident or is this something else? I don't remember. If there's some connection to Eridan's death, but I tell you what we do know. A priest of shaman who ruled over Sakaros hated the arcane magic and who practiced it. Wizards and sorcerers were driven from the land, or worse, one of their prisons held a witch named Arlu Warlesh. I'm pretty sure we also see this bitch too. She's the manipulator. We know nothing about her besides her name, of course, the atrocity she committed. By some unknown method, she managed to harness the terrible power of the demon lord, Daskari, and together, they tore open the barrier between worlds, opening a rift to the abyss, and in the very middle, Sakaros, the war wound, slowly, mercilessly expanded, devouring more and more land. In a matter of years, Sakaros was a memory. Sometimes I think they do to Arlu in prison. Just imagine. She was ready to give herself to the abyss. If only demons might devour her torturers along with her. To imagine such hatred, it terrified me. You know? Sometimes, man, I feel like humans are just as bad, man. Alright. First Crusade began in 4622. Yes, it took the church and the secular authorities nearly 2 decades and hundreds of thousands of lives before they decided to take actions. In the meantime, Sakaros was only supported by a handful of volunteers. By the time the crusade began, the demons had already invaded Mendev. The crusaders pushed them back in what it must have seen a total triumph at the time. The forces of good easily crushing the demons on all fronts. They erected Dresden on the land they conquered, an indestructible fortress and the capital of the Crusader movement. In 460-30, 8 years after it began, the First Crusade was declared victorious. It was the first triumph of the Crusader, and unfortunately the last. Tell me about the Second Crusade. In 4638, the war wounds suddenly started to expand, and new waves of demons appeared. The Crusaders were all but delighted. Last time, they routed the force of the Abyss, and they welcomed another chance to prove themselves. But this time, everything was different. The Fire Nation attacked. Instead of scattered gangs, they faced a large, organized army. Dresden was besieged, and the Crusader lost all the lands they won back before. They had to retreat, and the remains of Koros was left to the demons. But while the monsters were devouring and the unprotected land, the Crusaders was erecting a chain of wardstones along the border of the war wound. We have Adalmide and her herald to thank for their help. It was the Second Crusade only victory, but it halted the war wound's growth and the catastrophe that had become the stalemate at the cost of the tremendous sacrifice. Alright, tell me about the Third Crusade. About 50 years after the opening of the war wound, the Skari found an ally, Behemoth, entered the war, a cunning, insidious demon lord who prefers deception to open conquest. He sets his enemies against each other and lures the virtuous onto the path of wickedness. Traitors appear among the Crusaders, secret agents of his cult. For a time, no one suspected a thing. They watched helplessly as the creative Crusader movement fell to ruin. But once valor proudly stood, now greed and dumb cruelty reigned. The outrage was drowned in the apathy. In 4665, the church announced a new crusade, hoping to boost morale, but they didn't succeed, to put it mildly. Some fought the demon in earnest, and for a time they even dared to hope retake Dresden, but the Third Crusade would be remembered as a witch hunt in every sense. Mistook the wooden idols and rustic ritual for evidence of demonic influence. Groups of witch hunter emerged from the disorganized chaos of the First Crusade, these witch hunters were often self-styled, and the tactic more brutal trial and error. The least bit of evidence can mark a target for investigation. A club foot, a thick accent, or even suspicious absent of abnormalities. The witch hunter group gains reputation for being cruel and arbitrary. Although these weren't always deserved, the demons range freely across the war wound and often spell into Mendev. Demonic possession didn't happen, not nearly as often as the witch hunter claim. General witch hunters use divine magic, cautious. Oh my god, bro. Okay, we're only at one motherfucker too, by the way. There's still like at least 3 more motherfuckers that we gotta talk to. But instead they give barrage of denunciation, widespread suspicions, and innocent victims. Sometimes happened that 2 orders would denounce each other as traitors and wipe each other out, much to the demon's delight. In just 3 years, 4668, the church put the disgrace to the end of all the crusades. This was the least glorious. Alright, the Fourth Crusade. Of course, the demon has no intention of just sitting quietly behind the wardstone. They kept attacking Canabras, trying to reach the stone and destroy it, or just scratch the surface, or even that it wasn't possible, befoul it. I'm dying here, I'm dying. The Crusader drove the demons away from the city again and again. The Fourth Crusade would last for 15 years, an exhausting study in positional warfare. The demons attacked and they were pushed back. The Crusader went on the offensive but were forced to retreat. All the while, the losses were tremendous. The First Crusade's only achievement was that it didn't let a single warstone fall. They didn't retake the silver of land, to say nothing of Dresden. So many lives just to maintain the stalemate. You can't imagine how that affected morale. Holy shit, we did it. I'm dying. Alright, I'm pretty sure we did not talk to Arabeth, so I guess fuck me. Ooh, the respec golem. Happy to be your service. May Shailen brighten your vivifying your day. Arabeth, what's this thing doing in our camp? It's under my supervision. Since the day we were blessed with this shiny chatterbox, may Shailen brighten the vivify its day. There has been 16 attempts, 2 by those I entrusted with protecting it. You think we should have left it in the Baver City so some smart Alec could chop it out? No, it's now the property of the Crusade, which means I'm going to have to stand guard over it, even if I have to keep this beautiful oaf in the command tent. Okay, cool. Anyways. I want the motherfucking loot. Oh my fucking god.
Follow my
Hey, am I stealing from the people? Yeah. But, you know, I need it. I'm paying the wages anyways. Don't worry about it. Commander, allow me to say something. Arabeth looks more serious than usual. Before you, this wasn't a war. It was an agony and drawn off over decades. No one believed in victory anymore, but when the demons attacked the city, for some time it was relief. At least the end had come. They laid down their weapons and surrendered without a fight. I felt the same thing, but I somehow got on through on stubbornness and vague hope that if nobody found Nevia's body, she might be, by some miracle, have survived, and that miracle was you. You returned my beloved to me when I nearly lost all hope to seeing her alive. Then you went on a suicidal mission to the Grey Garrison and won the city back for us. You turned a defeat into a victory. I know it wasn't easy, but you make everything seem so effortlessly. You did everything just like that. She stays in a snap of her finger. The Queen believes in your power too, but for me, that's just more proof of what I felt that day. When I saw you alive, standing next to you, you're a miracle you've been waiting for, yada yada. Holy shit. Put an end to this terrible war in spite of everything, deliver us victory so desperately need. With you, I'm sure this crusade will achieve that, and others could not. I found the scabbard with your family name on it. The scabbard held the solemn honor, my family sword. My father once fought with it, and I took it when I left home to become a paladin. Alas, it was not stolen. I parted with my heirloom willingly to help someone dear to me. Neva needs expensive healing, and having no other way to procure the money, I pawned my father's sword. I think he would have understood. I'm sure he would have given up everything to help the family. I hope to redeem the solemn honor eventually, but there was never enough money, and soon the sword disappeared from the pawn shop altogether. I've been took it. Seems like I have to part with my father's sword forever. Is she sick? You forgive me if I don't go into detail. It's a private matter, suffice to say. Everything is fine now. The treatment was costly, but it was worth it. I can see that you truly love her. Blush appears on her cheek. She nods silently. Arabeth Levin traced the name imprinted in the silver scabbard letter. My parents were loyal servants, yet it wasn't enough to earn their title or coat of arms. Still, however humble our name might be, it's worth something. I don't know if I ever see the solemn honor again, but at least I have the scabbard back. Thank you. So, it turns out the Queen has her head of counterintelligence watching me. I wonder why. You think the Queen doesn't trust you? If that were true, she wouldn't have put you in charge of the army. My main task is to be your advisor until you gain enough experience as commander. As for counterintelligence, I was tasked with keeping an eye on your inner circle. But you're not under suspicion, Commander. You're just under our protection. Yeah, you know. Oh, just give me a bigger cage, dog. It's fine. We need reinforcements. Can you get us more soldiers? When we get the march on Dresden, we chose speed over numbers. If we order more volunteers to be recruited, they simply won't arrive in time. We could pay mages to deliver the troops to the camp. Except I doubt our army coffers could afford it. If you could spare 7,500 gold, I will send our reinforcements, perhaps later. It's hard to believe your origin is so humble. You deserve a noble title, more than many who inherited them. Thank you, Commander. It's an honor to hear that, especially from you. Every noble family begins somewhere. You must have heard the recent story of the stolen lands and the river kingdoms. Just imagine coming from nowhere and making it all the way to the royal crown just a few years. Oh yeah, motherfucker. Technically, the lore here, Hunter Grey Warden, came from the lineage between Valerie and the original Hunter, aka the King of the River Kingdoms. But they don't know that yet. Or at least lore-wise, they don't know that. But, you know, hey man, that's basically what you call it. Now, granted, is this going to be Gen 1 of the Grey Wardens? Or they're like, ooh, how many gens of separation is there? I don't know. Could be the grandfather, could be father. Who the fuck knows? Sometimes I wonder what would happen if I managed to distinguish myself somehow. But then I push away such unworthy, selfish thoughts, of course. We don't fight for rewards. The fate of the war is at stake. And yet, her blush deepens and falls silent. I have to go. Okay. How many more motherfuckers do we gotta go? Oh, my motherfucker. Alright, well. I already talked to that guy. I already talked to Wendu. Alright, here we go. Here we go! You got a hawk blade on that. You gotta hawk that thing. Commander. A tall man with piercing yellow eyes give you a brief nod. Let me personally congratulate you on your new title and thank you for your time in advance. I'm Lothar Hawkblade, an inquisitor of the Church of Alameda and the Bringer of Light. I require your assistance in a certain delicate matter involving one of your commander, young Count Darren Arende. Are you one of Prelate Harun's followers? Yes, of course. What's your opinion on his atrocities? Usually, people reveal such things about themselves only to their confessors, not only to some curious strangers. Still, I ask for your help, and I impose certain obligations upon me. Let me put this like this. I spent enough years by Prelate Harun's side to learn how to keep him from going over the line. He's an extraordinary man. His vengeful sword of our goddess in human form. He was fighting in the vanguard, fearlessly taking down demons, exposing the cultist plot by himself. He had served the Inquisition twice as long as I have, and eventually his own paranoia and memento sense of responsibility erode his mind. May Alameda guard his soul. Where were you during the attack of Canabres? I was on a hunt, a very successful one, but it happens in life that minor success was a mere harbinger of larger failures. If I had been so far away from Canabres on the day of attack, I might have been able to help my comrades and prevent the number of deaths. Are you aware that I was the one who killed him? No, I wasn't aware. Why are you revealing this to an Inquisitor and so calmly? That's a surprisingly bold move. Bewildered, at loss for words. How did it happen? I wanted to protect the priest of Desna. He was deemed a traitor and threatened with execution. I just thought the world would be a better place without him. Let's say we want to protect the priest of Desna. I will have to confirm the testimony when I finish investigating the Count's case, but knowing this reveal, Huron's and his attitude towards Dresden all too well, I also know it is true. This news is hard to accept. Why did I leave Canabres right when everybody needed me the most? Perhaps I could have protected the people and prevented my brethren from making fatal mistake that led to such an madness end. What brings you here? I asked you to assist in the Church of Enemy in the investigation of the utmost importance. I understand that the leader of Crusade has plenty of other matters to attend to, but please allow me to tell you the details. Perhaps it'll explain why I'm calling upon you. Because his face openly reveals his feeling, his frown through you, lost in his thoughts for a moment. I suppose you have already heard of Count Arende's story. I refer to the tragedy at the Heaven Eagle Estate. Tell me what happened. About 10 years ago, several powerful demons managed to penetrate the Wardstone barrier and commit a mass murder of all guests who attend the feast and celebrations of young Darren's birthday. The unknowingly magical disease they had brought wiped out the whole estate in less than a day, and that was not a unique case itself. The demons had attempted such raids on Menevian lands before, but they had never dared to target a such well-protected place. The Arende family was exceptionally rich. The estate was protected by elite bodyguards, and there were several strong and righteous paladins among the guests. Moreover, the revered Nestrin, Darian's tutor, was one of the most powerful priests of Alameda in the vicinity. All of them died, nonetheless, except for the young count, who had suddenly manifested his outstanding sacred healing abilities. Was that a divine miracle or a curse? That remains to be seen. So you're going to investigate this old case, aren't you? Yes, I have several reasons to doubt the widely shared accounts of what exactly happened at the estate and how it happened. You see, Commander, I was among those sent to examine the estate after the incident. I saw everything with my own eyes, and I saw clearly through it happened like a lifetime ago. Heaven's Eagle was a unique place that still carried the spirit of old Mendev before the war boon, and yet on that day it turned into a labyrinthian house of horrors, like something only seen are nightmares. Apologies for the digression. I want to tell you about my suspicions. Everything in the incident seems odd. Why is the only person left alive a young boy with a newfound talent for divine magic? Why did nobody send Canabres for help, even though the agony spanned many hours? We found the demons dead and their heads cut off, and we got into the estate. How were they defeated? How did the disease even kill the paladins presented at the estate, who were said to be immune to any disease? If the demons have found a way to penetrate the body to holy defenses, why has this never been repeated since the tragedy of Heaven's Edge? You're the only person who can help here, Commander, because the only living witness of these events is currently serving in your army. Your army route will take you near to the very site of the tragedy. Heaven's Edge has been abandoned and sealed with a potent magic throughout all these years, and only the Count has the power to break the seal. He's unlikely to invite an Inquisitor bust inside. In any case, he won't like me slipping around his family seat. But if it's you, as his commander, express your wish to visit his state, he will oblige to fill it and simply follow you as one of the attendants. There's 100 ways, 1,000 paths, a myriad loopholes in human lives. That's the forces of evil who can use their advantage. I'm not sure which one of those led the demons to the gates of Heaven's Edge, but I do know it wasn't a simple raid and that the kind of crusaders face every day. This incident involves a significantly more powerful entity, and that's why I'm asking for your help. We couldn't be sure of such tragedy would not happen again until we uncover the truth. You've already been to the state many times. What do you expect to find now? I was young and inexperienced Inquisitor when I visited the Heaven's Edge 10 years ago. My skills have improved significantly since then, and I paid dearly for that. Other makes a vague gesture, pointing at his scars. My arsenal includes many spells and techniques dedicated to gather information about people and events. Almost all of them require me to be physically present and to be... question. That's why I must return to Heaven's Edge. Why can't you just search the estate yourself without involving me? The estate is abandoned and sealed with a powerful containment enchantment that only the Count himself can lift. There's a main reason, however. The main reason is that the Count really is not officially under investigation by the Inquisition, though I couldn't just break into his house even if I found a way to bypass the spell. This is a serious matter. A matter that threatens the reputation of the entire Church of Anime Day and her organization in particular. We made more than enough unforgivable mistakes during the Third Crusade and are still dealing with their consequences. I need to start drinking, man. I think legitimately this entire stream is just going to be us reading because, like, we're only halfway done. Your presence will give my investigation the necessary legitimacy, Commander, but this is more in addition to getting... you know what, I'm just gonna relax a little bit, dog. I also bring an independent third-party investigator in this case, someone independent and well respected. You fit this role perfectly. Did you question Darren himself? I did, but the Count insisted that he could not remember anything about the incident due to the severe shock. He saw the demons at the very beginning when they appeared at the celebration to announce the onset of the plague and mock their victims. He also witnessed the death of his mother, Countess Lena. That was all he would tell me. Multiple pauses. We found the young Count sleeping like a log on the floor in one of the rear chambers, having drunk about half the family wine cellar all by himself. There's no reason to disbelieve him on that matter. So you suspect Darren is hiding something, and that he is to blame for this tragedy? I'd have deliberately refused to entertain any theories or suspicions so that it doesn't affect the investigation. There is a saying among my colleagues that suspicion is the mother of prejudice, and prejudice is married to failure. I can only tell you that Count Arende wasn't suffering from demonic possession, the most common malaise in our country at the time. Prelate himself examined the boy right after the tragedy, and he didn't sense anything aware with him. Fine, I'll help you, but what do you need me to do? Thank you, Commander. Now I ask you to speak to the Count and tell him that you wish to see Heaven's Edge. Please do not inform him of my presence right away. I'll join your escort when it's time to travel to the estate. When we get there, I'll also require your help during the investigation. You will have to follow me, observing my actions as an independent witness. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'll remain here for a while. Tell me more about yourself. I'm Ufin by birth, but I have lived in Mendev for most of my life, dedicating myself to the service of the Inheritor. My warrior brethren mostly worship Gorum, but I've never been eager to fight for the sake of battle alone. I was a good fighter in my early youth and could easily best most of my peers, but I didn't enjoy showing my skills off. Victory is a bland on its own. Purpose adds flavor to war. Okay, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. I wanna kill something. Oh, maybe I'm the problem. He's too hungry for blood. Blood. For the blood god, and go for the scroll toad. All right, chapter 10. Any more loot in here by any chance? Aha. I mean, we're raiding a goddamn thingy for loot. No, don't worry about it. The glowing croissant. Wake me up inside. Can't wake up. Save me.
Hello again. I'm very pleased.
Holy shit, he's warded.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. It's a pity I wasn't there at the Grey Garrison to witness your feats of strength with my own eyes. The flash, however, could be seen miles and miles away. Some people were frightened of it, thinking that the demons had blown up the remains of the keep. I, for one, knew immediately that it was a good sign. The light above the city showed us that there was still hope.
Who are you and how can
My
we
name is
use?
Sozio Vanek. I am a cleric of Shaylin, the Eternal Rose and the Goddess of Beauty. Yes, I know that many people would consider me useless in a war. This is not a usual war, though. Just consider our enemy. The Abyss and his demons are the very embodiment of everything evil and ugly in the world. Perhaps a disciple of kindness and beauty might come in handy.
I don't know who in their right mind would say a cleric is fucking useless in a war where people are gonna get their ass beat. Like, bro, what?
I have no doubt that we will win this war, Commander. We just have to. It is our destiny. My role is to help you, and all those standing by your side in this struggle, to survive and flourish. Everyone deserves the chance to find peace and happiness in the world that they are defending so selflessly.
What are you painting? Unfinished depict temple crowded with a rainbow tail bird, symbol of Shaylin. 5 people dressed in robes stand before the temple, men and young women, all young and old. They all gaze back at you with radiant happiness and joy in their serene eyes.
My brothers and sisters in faith. They sent me for help and then they saved my life, Commander. If the prioress hadn't ordered me to escape the city and seek help, I would have died right along with them. Instead, I met Queen Galfrey on my way to Nerosian and hurriedly returned to Canabris, only to find my friends dead on the steps of our desecrated temple. I want to draw them the way they live on in my memory. Wise, beautiful, and loyal to their goddess and their city to the very end.
Oh, this is why you treasure every moment you spend with the one you love. Today together, but who knows what tomorrow may bring.
You're right. I took their company for granted and never even imagined that they might just disappear in the blink of an eye. So many words left unspoken. Now it's my duty to make sure my friends and tutors did not die in vain. I will honor their sacrifice by making this world a bit more beautiful and kind.
One man artist enlisted in the army?
Perhaps I am a true artist.
I thought you were a cleric.
An amateur who defaces canvases in my spare time. My goddess is a patron of art, so painting is part of my prayer, and I put all my heart into my pieces. But I am a cleric above all else, so I must also tend to others.
Okay.
I went to war because here's where I'm most needed. Sure, I could be painting idyllic landscapes and offering empty prayers to my goddess, but that won't stop people from dying. My goddess has no tolerance for false piety.
Alright, you want to discuss something?
Yes, I have a personal request. Before we undertake our journey and leave Canabris behind, I would like to visit Martyr Zacharias' cemetery for a funeral. It's not far from here, and it's important. I would like to pay my respects to my friends from the Temple of Shaylin who died defending the city. Also, if it's not too much trouble, I would like you to come with me to honor their memory. Their friends and family will be at the funeral, and perhaps the commander's personal presence will bring them comfort.
That's kind of sus. Not like an assassination attempt, but you know, why not?
You are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful. You must be rather busy indeed. Leading a crusade all by yourself is no joke. I still believe that you are up to the task. This war has been
Oh, hey! Okay, I think we're gonna stop at Dayrin and then finish the remaining fucking people. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of reading so much. Ooh, there you are. Ooh, this is gonna be real awkward, yo. So how you like your new role as the advisor? You enjoy poking that with a stick, don't you? Imagine it. Me, a crusader, and my dearest cousin hope to teach me a lesson. She managed it perfectly. Assignment I couldn't avoid without losing face. This idiotic journey leading straight into the demon's maw. I could have been on a pleasure boat right now with the Lovis, Songtress, and Pictax on my arm, and a bottle of the finest Conan wine to keep us company. Do you receive a fraction of that unusual? Do you also receive a fraction of that unusual power? Looks like it. I generally hope that getting away from you would be the end of it. If your gift truly did come from Alamide, then giving me a smidgen of that power was very subtle joke on her part. I have no idea of that divine lightbringer of Mendev, even the sense of humor. Don't get me started on my many acts of sacrilege against her. That a scene engraving the truth of the test of the Starstone is the tamest one by far. People say that you're trying King's Grothy patience. Is that true? Does it matter? All Mendevian high society has declared war on me. They either despise me or they're trying to steer me back to the right path. I'm doing everything in my power to keep them on their toes. I relish the prospect of the fun mess and Canaverous will bring. Their grins from ear to ear. I shall either commission a song about the great Canaverous for that fiasco from a certain talented bard, or confuse the jewelers with rather a tall order with a batch of silver dragon toys with detachable heads. Give me a week and they will be in every shop in the capital. That heroic dragon died for the future, for our future. Deserves respect, not your mockery. You should make sure it's really easy to rip off the rings of your dragon trinket as well. Kids are gonna love it. Your jokes are silly and childish. If you want to get revenge, then make your enemies suffer. Yes. Yes. That's still quite dangerous and tiresome, and probably not very fun. Besides, no one was really pestered me all that much. Still, Darren suddenly adopts a more serious expression. I wouldn't mind making the demons suffer. Our righteous society loves to frown upon the torture of the prisoners, but what they frown quite so much if the prisoner in question was an incubus or a succubus? I'd love to visit Heaven Edge and see Arende's estate someday. Oh, I was about to mention that myself. I've been thinking, now that I've been in the middle of this whole crusade nonsense, I simply must devise a new way to have fun. With all the recent commotion, my birthday completely slipped my mind. What if we were to celebrate at Heaven's Edge? It's not far from here, and you get to enjoy a banquet in a bona fide haunted house. Darren seems to have been trouble getting the words out, which clearly indicates how rarely he has to ask anything. Since you are my superior and I'm your advisor, I'm obliged to ask for your permission to leave for the festivity. And I want to invite you too. I'm sure the commander can free up an afternoon while the soldiers are on leave. Are we really gonna throw a banquet at the very place your family died? Alright. Deal. Perfect. You have a ball. I'll make sure of it. Okay, actually, that finished actually pretty quickly. I thought it was gonna be a long ass conversation, and we're gonna have to fucking talk through that. We're gonna have to talk to on that thing. Anyways, all right, we got one more lady down here, Storm.
Hello.
That looks anxious. She's loaning her sword, but her movement seems very nervous.
Come crashing down on us. All the responsibility, command, this new power.
I would say I wasn't born for it, but I haven't figured it out yet. We'll see what happens next.
Watching and waiting is a good strategy. Probably. I'm still frightened by what happened in the Grey Garrison. Were we really chosen? By Iomade herself? You know, back when I was a snot-nosed kid who just started down the path to becoming a paladin, I imagined once or twice that I was going to do something heroic. The lights would shine down on me, the trumpets would sing, I'd hear the voice of the goddess, or at least her herald, you know? I'd be informed that I had been chosen for a great cause. But that's the point where my imagination always failed me. Somehow, it really happened. Without all the trumpets or the herald or even anyone explaining what I had to do. Though it's clear as day, my place is here, in this demon-ridden wound. Quite a lovely war going on, in fact. Endless, I hear. I'm gonna need some time to wrap my head around this. Spare me an hour and I'll crawl into some dark corner and whine about my hard lot. What can I tell you? I cry easily.
I don't
As it
get why
should be.
some of these guys are like, you know, worded, while other of these guys are not worded. Grandma Gretchen, the director, a well-dressed old dwarf, is lecturing a motley crew, shaking her ladle at you, at them belligerently. Noticing you, she fling up her hands. Good afternoon, your commanderness. Do you remember us? We're the crew of the next door theater company, the one you saved in Canabras. Back when you weren't the commander yet. We can see that you come on the campaign with you. We sign up to clean the pots and mend the soldier clothes. Keep up, the theater's expensive, so we have to take side jobs. But we don't stop what you're doing. We're gonna put on a play about your legendary feats. Of course, the crowd scenes are difficult. We can't find the people to play the hordes of demons. Okay, when we decided to use... Wait, and we decided against using the ritual to summon real demons. Luckily, we have a master chem who invented a way to solve this problem using sound. We caught a pig and some piglet who ran away from the burnt-out village. The gloom husky half-orc thunders softly. We put the piglets in a box and scared them a little, and they sound like they make it's just like approaching a demon horde. But the most important question, of course, is choosing the lead actor who will play the great Knight Commander. We had the right Barney over it, breaking the number of lances as well as shovel, rolling pin, and a set of back scratchers. But we just couldn't decide no matter what. Maybe you can help us. We have two candidates that are most suited for the role. One will have the honor of conveying your heroism upon the stage commander. Had to be played by a gnome? Not a gnome, two gnomes. Rebodum and Harfint are twins. One of them sit on each other's shoulder and put on a long coat so they can play tar characters. They switch places every so often, so each get the moment of fame, and that way each only learn half the script. A Cyclops actor? He's completely tame, believe me. He has a few issues with articulation, but what a powerful physique. We'll make him in the nice costume, wash him up, brush his hair. Truth be told, in our show, you mainly just make a short, heroic explanation at the fateful moment, like onward, or we never give up, and my heart burns with courage. Lemkin can definitely handle the script. Don't you have any other actors who vaguely resemble me? We have a small and poorly funded... We are a small and poorly funded theater, and we only have a few actors, but they're all so talented, one of a kind. I've chosen the one that best fits your role. Trust my vision. I have... Alright, I guess I made my decision. Crew looks at you, holding their breath. I mean... It probably makes more sense for the two smaller people to do it, I guess, than the big... than the big Cyclops, because, you know, like, maybe if I was a barbarian, I'll choose a Cyclops, but since I'm a more, you know, like, sorcerer kind of guy, I think the two short gnomes would be probably the best. Wonderful. Sorry we took away from the important things heroes and commanders do. We're off to rehearsals. I first washed some pots, and then we're off to rehearsal. Let's go, you lazy lumps. Don't embarrass old grandma now. Wow.
That is not far.
Alright, Camila. Greetings. The smile on Camila's lips disappears so quickly as if you wonder if you imagine it. What do you think of the powers you receive from me? People of noble descent grow accustomed to ample opportunities. The power I receive from you are useful, but I see no point in treating them with excessive piety. Okay. Alright, lady. Cool. Anybody else? Oh my god, Horace Gurm. Horace Gurm has been expecting you, thumb stuck in his belt. There you are. I've been waiting. As you see, I too joined the crusade. I don't know how to swing the sword, but war is costly, and I have money. Besides, my intellect and business sense may prove useful even on the battlefield. And besides, I believe, Shift awkwardly, I believe I owe you an apology. The way I behaved was rude, ill-mannered, and you're an honest and honorable person. You have clawed your way up from the bottom of society as the title of Knight Commander, and you are friends with Queen Godfrey herself. Thus persistent deserves respect. Horace tilts his head in brief acknowledgement. Please allow me to give you this magic amulet from my humble personal treasury to mark our future cooperation. What is it life to live entire life under someone else's name? When I was a boy, I used to hate Horgus, the condescension most of all, the pity on his face, the smile when he called me to join his games. The difference in a birthright wasn't fair. Envy clouded my mind. When the demons killed him and not me, I thought it was a gift from fate. I seized my good fortune with both hands and never let go. When I told them my name was Horgus Gurm, the only heir to the vast fortune of the Gurm family, on that day, life was fair. Unfortunately, it took many years to see the generosity behind the conversation and feel the compassion behind the pity. I discovered far too late that Horgus was my friend, and even when I didn't feel myself his, I never accepted the hand of friendship he offered until it was too late. But what can I do now? Reveal the truth, reject the name, and allow it to sink oblivion? Whether my friend Horgus want this? Horgus shakes his head. I bear the name of Horgus Gurm with the pride and dignity it deserves. As a banner on a battlefield, I'll multiply its merits. The Gurm family will not be forgotten. I still serve Horgus Gurm. Attempts to smile, but results in pathetic. Aren't you afraid that I really secret to everyone? Are you threatening me? I invest a lot of men in your crusade and will invest even more, and yet you think of humiliating me in front of everyone? That is not going to work. If a scandal breaks out, it will be your word against mine. And I've been known as Horgus Gurm for several decades. I will invest in states outside Canaveras and share my own local quarry. I will defend my good name to the end, and your claims will seem like vile slander. I see that. Or his fate's blotchy, his eyes nearly pop out of his sockets. He claimed himself with visible effort. However, I do hope that won't come to that. We're here for a common cause, victories over the demons, and I tend to see this business through. Why do you decide to support the crusade now? With all due respect, that's none of your business. I have reasons. Perhaps I felt a rush of patriotism when Canaveras was destroyed. Anyways, will you ever think I never supported the Crusaders? Perhaps I simply don't like to brag about my donations. A serious charity only attracts beggars. I wager that Araba has no idea whose money she's been spending on drinks and supplies. Why do you hide the fact that Camila is your daughter? Didn't I tell you at the mansion? It's because her mother, Iris, was a lowly half-elf who looked after my guardian. I always wanted to join the Gurm name with another noble family. That Gurm legacy must not be mixed with common blood and varnished into obscurity. Iris didn't mind, and we managed to hide our relationship. When Camila was born, I did not claim her as my own. To all Mendeb, Camila is the daughter of a lowly servant who died over a decade ago. And before you start telling me what a terrible father I am, I will tell you something. My daughter wanted for nothing. Her whims were fulfilled as quickly as they rose. I hired the best teacher and bought the best books. She always ate well and had warm clothes. Isn't that what a parent does? I guess. But sometimes you gotta teach her, I don't know, man, to be moderate too. You can't just, you know, appeal to every single whim that she has. That's gonna turn her into some fucked up individual, dog. Some fucked up entitled individual. How did her mother die? I'm not going to tell you about that. Some things ought to remain pirate. What can you tell me about Count Darren Arende? The noble of Canaveras should be acquainted with each other, wouldn't they? He's a brilliant young man with a brilliant gaze. In the story, the nobility glues our society together. I suppose that's why the demons often choose their estate as primary targets. Who would notice a demon blood massacre if only slaughtered poor country folk? The Arende family was a tragic plight on the Glurm, with many other members of nobility. They fell to treacherous attack during the major celebration. I hadn't received an invitation and was slightly insulted by the snub, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. The gods saved me from a terrible fate. All the guests died that day from magical demonic disease. I sympathize with the Count deeply, yada yada. I have to go. Holy shit. Oh. You use hacks, friend. How do we miss so many loot is the better question.